Brighton 1-2 Chelsea, visitors seal 11th Premier League win of the term. There was a moment around 16 minutes in here when Maurizio Sarri nearly ended up flat on his backside after tripping on some drinks bottles. A metaphor for his club, perhaps, after the week they have had with elements of their support, and one for the performance, too. They quite conceivably could have been decked in this one by virtue of a strangely poor second half, made all the more weird by how well they had played in the first. In those opening 45 minutes, they really were on the charge, led by Eden Hazard, who was simply menacing every time he came into possession. His assist for Pedro's strike was a delight, and his goal for 2-0 on 33 minutes was excellent. He might not be playing in the position he would prefer, but it is abundantly clear he has the talent to play almost any position in an attack and still be the best man on the pitch. Look at the diversity of his strengths. He now has 8 goals and 9 assists for the season. In the entirety of the 2017-18 campaign, he did not contribute to so many. But as good as he was, he faded, and so did Chelsea. That is the problem: consistency. Woeful against Spurs, excellent against Manchester City, good and bad in the space of one game against Wolves. It is too changeable, and that is an uncomfortable place for a big club to be in. In this instance, it meant allowing Brighton back into the game, despite the home side offering no indication of a pulse, let alone a revival, in the first half. They got their way back and threw solid march midway through the period, and from there were the better team. They also had a good claim to be aggrieved when Marcos Alonso escaped with a yellow card when he might have had a red for hauling down March. So while Chelsea deserved the win on balance, it is no exaggeration to say they made life far more difficult than it needed to be. On the back of the month they have had, though, with off-field issues caused by their fans against Manchester City and Molesvidi in midweek, they will surely settle for what they got. Sarri made 10 changes to the side that went through the motions in Budapest, ditching all except Willian and picking an identical 11 to the one which beat Manchester City last weekend. Sound enough logic there. Brighton, 4-4-1-1, Ryan 6, Montoya 5.5, Balogun 5, Dunk 6.5, Bernardo 7, Knockert 7, Locadia 84, Stevens 5.5, Proper 7, March 7.5, Gross 6.5, Bissouma 81, Murray 5.5, and Dunn 60, 6. Subs not used: Salter, Bong, Cole, Steele. Booked: Dunk, and Dunn. Goal: March 66. Manager: Chris Hughton. 6.5 Chelsea, 4-3-3, Arrizabalaga 6, Azpilicueta 6.5, Rudiger 7, Luiz 6.5, Alonso 6, Kant 7, Jorginho 7, Kovacic 7, Barkley 75, Pedro 7.5, Loftus-Cheek 66, 7, Hazard 8, Giroud 84, Willian 7. Subs not used: Fabregas, Caballero, Christensen, Emerson. Booked: Arrizabalaga, Alonso. Goals: Pedro 17, Hazard 33. Manager: Maurizio Sarri. 7 Referee: Stuart Atwell. 6.5 Attendance: 30,645. But, of course, it also meant that N'Golo Kant was retained in an advanced position once more. Indeed, and Hazard was used as a false 9, with Alvaro Morata evidently injured and Olivier Giroud on the bench. Based on his muted enthusiasm for the role in an interview after the City win, it is reasonable to assume Hazard is no greater fan of his position than Kant is of his. And yet they both looked quite at home here. Hazard more so, as you might expect of a first half that yielded 1 excellent assist and a goal of even finer quality, but Kant was strong as well. One 40-yard surge and layoff for Pedro on 40 minutes indicated as much. It is a stretch to think he will ever be as much use as a creative force as he was in his natural vocation as a ball-absorbing screen, but so long as Sarri fancies a 4-3-3 with Jorginho at its base, it is a moot conversation. In any case, this was a day when it mostly worked. That was in part down to Brighton. They were pretty useless in the first half, barring a few sharp counters in the opening 15 minutes, one of which saw Pedro play Glenn Murray onside and from there lay off to March had Chelsea scrambling to block. Thereafter it was no great contest. Pedro got the goal on 17 minutes and a decent one it was, too, based on the assist from Hazard, which saw him collect the rebound off his own blocked shot 20 yards out before accelerating away from Dale Stephens and Martin Montoya. A shot was on from a tight angle out to the left, but after a little feint instead flicked back across goal to Pedro, who tapped in. Lovely stuff, and yet another example of how marvelous Hazard is with those bursts of speed in tight spaces. He now has 5 assists in his past 4 games, and at least 1 in each. He might not get as much of the ball as he would like, and that does seem counterintuitive even in games like this, but his work when he does take possession is quite special. The second goal was a demonstration of his finishing skills but owed something to the carelessness of Leon Balogun, who gave up possession with a poor pass straight to Willian inside Chelsea's half. Willian played forward to Hazard, who ran 30 yards with Dale Stephens in pursuit and rolled the shot past Matt Ryan. He had gone 10 starts in all competitions without a goal, but it wasn't the finish of a man especially low on confidence. Marcos Alonso cracked against the post midway through the second half and at that point it was all rather comfortable for Chelsea. And then, in something of a theme to the season, it all got a little ropey, March's goal being a case in point, given you ask questions of weak challenges at 3 stages of the move. It started with Davy Proper taking easy possession in midfield before spraying crossfield to Anthony Knockert, whose cross was won easily in the air by Bernardo. His knockdown set up a battle between March and David Luiz for the loose ball and there was a straightforward winner. Not great defending, but an impressive response to such a poor first half by Brighton. Chelsea briefly stabilized but came under major pressure when Alonso hauled down March 10 yards outside the area when the Brighton scorer had got goal side. A goal-scoring opportunity? Definitely, so it felt a little fortunate that Alonso got only a yellow card.